Welcome back to Birds of a Feather. This is your daily Baltimore sports podcast. My name is Nathan Stroud, and today we've got something very special to go over that happened just about an hour ago. Woke up this morning to this very special news. Obviously, we did an episode late last night talking about the Orioles and Astros Game 2 of that series. Also talked about the Dylan Beavers debut, and then also talked about the Ravens game that happened as well. But this morning, wake up to the news that Samuel Basallo has been called up to the big leagues. Obviously, the Orioles' number one prospect. He's also the number 8 overall prospect in all of baseball. He's the 8th overall prospect in all of baseball. He's the Orioles' number one prospect. So that means that the Orioles have called up their number 1 and number 3 prospects within the last 2 days. And this is what all Orioles fans have been waiting for. As we know, and I've been saying it for a few weeks now, this season was going to be based off of player development and watching guys develop and having some sort of momentum heading into 2026. And a big part of that was calling up Orioles prospects Dylan Beavers and Samuel Basallo, who have been killing it down in AAA Norfolk. And lo and behold, Basallo gets called up one day after Dylan Beavers. I wasn't able to make an episode yesterday on the Dylan Beavers call up. I kind of had to talk about it during the episode last night. But today, Samuel Basallo does get called up to the big leagues, the Orioles' number 1 prospect. And to be honest with you guys, this is a little bit surreal. We've kind of been waiting all year to hear the news about Samuel Basallo. I remember back whenever all the catchers were getting hurt for the Orioles, and we had to rotate through guys like Maverick Candley, Austin Jackson, just everyone like that. And we had to go through so many different catchers this year for the Orioles. I think there were 6 different catchers that played catcher for the Orioles. Obviously, when Austin Jackson was doing his thing. So Austin Jackson was going through. Austin Jackson was kind of like the main Orioles catcher for a while with the Adley Rutschman injury. And we went through a ton of different catchers. And I remember when all that was going on, the Orioles were sitting there with the number 1 catching prospect in baseball, and it would have made sense just to call him up. But Michael Elias, at the end of the day, did do the right thing, waiting for the service time manipulation type thing. And now Basallo this year for him will not count as his rookie year. Next year will be his rookie season. So we pretty much get to see Basallo hopefully every day for the rest of the year, full time. And the biggest thing about this, and again, I said this the other day when I was talking about him maybe getting called up, is that Dylan Beavers getting called up, I completely understand. That should have happened right, that should have happened back like right on Friday. But he did get called up yesterday, which is fine. And he did get his first hit, and it was very, very, very cool to be there in person and see. But for Samuel Basallo, he's somebody that is, a back. He's like a catcher. He's a first baseman. He's a DH. Those are the roles that he would play. And you would think that he would play first base more, just because you kind of have Adley playing everyday catcher, or pretty much everyday catcher. But you have Mountcastle over at first. You have Mayo over at first, and then whichever one isn't playing first is playing DH. So he had a little bit of competition for at bats. Realistically, what I wanted to happen was that Mountcastle gets moved over and you play Mayo and Basallo every single day. And that is what is going to happen today for the Orioles offense. They did post their lineup. Basallo will be DHing today and batting 6th. We'll go over the lineup in just 1 second. But this is a huge, huge deal for the Orioles, calling up their number 1 prospect. You call up their number 1 prospect and their number 3 prospect. You pair that with all of the young talent. You also add in the fact that Colton Cowser actually has been activated off of the 7-day concussion list as well. And as you can see, this is kind of the official post that they did for the Basallo call-up. They selected the contract of catcher/first baseman Samuel Basallo from AAA Norfolk. He will wear number 29, and his first appearance will be his MLB debut, which will be in about 3 hours from now. So he's already in Houston. He's already with the team. I cannot wait for Samuel Basallo to be on this team. We've been waiting all year, but we knew at the end of the day, when they waited long enough, we knew that Mike was waiting for Friday to call people up. But he calls up Dylan Beavers yesterday, calls up Basallo today. And Basallo wasn't in the lineup yesterday for AAA Norfolk. And I actually tweeted that out on the Birds of a Feather Twitter account, where I was kind of saying that he wasn't in the lineup. That's something to look out for. And lo and behold, here he is in the major leagues. So we'll be going over his debut later today. Obviously, when I post the episode talking about the Orioles game later today. But in terms of what's next for the season, it is very simple. Watching Samuel Basallo, watching Dylan Beavers intensely, keep watching Jackson Holliday, keep watching all of the young guys, keep watching Colton Cowser, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman. Watch this offense do its thing and develop, and then also keep a lookout for Trevor Rogers and how he's doing. And then very, very, very soon, we will see Kyle Bradish back in this lineup here probably within the next week and a half or so. So that's going to be very exciting. So overall, the rest of this Orioles season just got a lot more fun. The rest of this season got a lot more interesting, which is obviously good for the fans and good for me as well, because we do a podcast every single day over the Baltimore Orioles, and it's going to be a lot more fun than it's going to be a lot more fun than it's been over the past month or so. Obviously, I'm having a ton of fun doing this show. I love talking to you guys about the Orioles, but post-trade deadline Orioles to now was a little bit dead. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Obviously, trading away all your best assets. We were losing a lot of games. It was rough. But now Basallo and Beavers are in this lineup. And everything that I wanted to see from the Orioles this year, they have now done. And now it's just time to let it play out and be a fan and watch. Colton Cowser also gets reinstated from the 7-day concussion list. We do option Daniel Johnson and Ryan Noda to AAA Norfolk. And then Zach Eflin, obviously we talked about it the other day. Zach Eflin going to be out for the year. He's on the 60-day IL. He is out for the season. But Samuel Basallo, Colton Cowser, and Dylan Beavers all come back within a 24-hour span. Colton Cowser comes back. Beavers and Basallo make their debut within a 24-hour span. That is crazy. That is excellent. But we're here. We're here, man. Samuel Basallo is here. And something a little bit funny that I saw yesterday was Jacob Calvin-Meyer, who does a lot of Orioles and Baltimore content, he was at the Astros game yesterday, and he was kind of talking about how when he was interviewing Dylan Beavers about Basallo, he was asking him questions about Basallo, what he thinks about him, because obviously he played a lot with him this year down in AAA Norfolk together. And Beavers had nothing but good things to say about him. He was saying that he's never seen anybody hit the ball like that in his life, and he was saying that he hopes that he could join the team soon because he deserves to be here. But something that he didn't really talk about in the initial post that he kind of wrote under it was that he was kind of like laughing and giggling while he was talking about it. So I think that Dylan Beavers might have known that Basallo is getting called up soon. And it just so happened to be a day after him. So Beavers had his day yesterday. He had a leadoff double in the 9th inning for his first base hit of his career. And now we've got Samuel Basallo. We've got Basallo bombs happening in Baltimore in Camden Yards. Obviously, we're not in Camden Yards right now, but he's going to make his major league debut today on the rubber match of this 3-game series. Then he's going to travel to Boston, and then Beavers and Basallo are both going to make their home debuts against the Astros next Thursday at home. So that's going to be a ton of fun. Cannot wait for that. But they did it, guys. They called up Samuel Basallo. They called up Dylan Beavers. I told y'all whenever that happens, we're going to be talking about it. Obviously, Basallo is a big, big move. He's a bigger move than Beavers. Obviously, Beavers, incredible player, incredible talent. Got his first hit yesterday, which was so cool to see in person. But Samuel Basallo really is the guy in terms of the Orioles farm and everything like that. And I say that only because not only is he the number 1 prospect for the Orioles, but he is the number 8 overall prospect in all of baseball. He is a top 10 prospect in all of baseball. Dylan Beavers was just recently ranked as the 83rd prospect, which is still great. Shout out to Beavers. I'm not trying to make it seem like I don't like Dylan Beavers. He is an excellent part of this team. But Samuel Basallo, this guy is an absolute monster. He hits the hell out of the ball, and hopefully we can get a nice little Basallo bomb in Dyken Park today in Houston, and hopefully he can get his first home run today. Hopefully he can get his first hit today. I don't know. Maybe I'm asking for too much. I don't know. Beavers got his first hit yesterday, so hopefully Basallo can get his first hit today, because it's always good to get your first hit out of the way, just so your confidence can keep flowing, knowing that you really do belong here. But Basallo did get called up today. He just turned 21 like 4 or 5 days ago, so he is very, very young. He is now the youngest player on this Orioles team, behind Jackson Holliday. And yeah, it's going to be a very, very fun day. I do actually want to show you all the lineup that the Orioles did post for today. It's going to be Holliday leading off at second. It's going to be Jordan at third. It's going to be Gunnar at shortstop, Adley at catcher, Colton Cowser batting fifth at center field, Samuel Basallo batting sixth at DH, Kobe Mayo batting seventh at first, Dylan Beavers batting eighth at left field, and Jeremiah Jackson batting ninth at right field, and then Dean Kramer pitching. So this lineup is absolutely perfect. Like, absolutely perfect. You got Holliday, you got Westberg, you got Henderson, Rutschman, Cowser, Basallo, Mayo, Beavers, Jeremiah Jackson. This is perfect. Jeremiah Jackson has been playing excellent out in right field. He's been playing excellent at the plate. He's been great batting. He's been a good outfielder as well. Jeremiah Jackson deserves to be in this lineup and play while Tyler O'Neill is hurt, so I'm fine with Jeremiah Jackson being here, pairing him along with the young guy in Dylan Beavers, pairing him along with Colton Cowser out in center, and it does seem that Colton Cowser is probably going to be the new center fielder for the Orioles now that Cedric is gone. I think Cowser is going to play full-time center field for the rest of the season, and then I think the corner outfielders are going to be a mixture of Beavers, Jeremiah Jackson, and Tyler O'Neill. And then the biggest thing for me is, like, Ryan Mountcastle is not in this lineup, so the Orioles did decide to do what I, wanted, and what a lot of other people wanted as well, which was moving Mountcastle out, unfortunately, moving him out, and then putting in Basallo at DH, putting in obviously Adley playing catcher. You've got Basallo playing DH. You've got Mayo playing full-time first, and this is the lineup that I want to see. I want Basallo to DH more because, again, he doesn't necessarily have a position right now open. But when that opens up, you let him have it or let him try it. But we'll see what happens. We might see him play some first. We might see him play some backup catcher. We'll see. But it's going to be a ton of fun the rest of the year and a very fun game tonight. But thank you guys so much for tuning into and listening to this episode of Birds of a Feather. I know this episode is a little bit shorter than usual, but it was an emergency episode that we had to make based on what happened today. But I'll see you guys in the next one. You have a great sales day. Make sure to follow up on Spotify. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube and like the video on YouTube as well. Make sure to follow the Twitter and Instagram. I post live updates, live reactions to everything going on. You can see like my initial reaction to the Basallo call-up on Twitter, so make sure to give that a follow. But I'll see you guys in the next one. You have a great sales day. I'll have an episode up later today talking about Orioles-Astros Game 3. It's the rubber match of this series, and we're also obviously going to talk about the Samuel Basallo debut. So it's going to be a ton of fun later today. I'll see y'all later. You have a great sales day. Go O's, go Ravens, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.